please consider for a moment a tribute to the modern masquerade, the kind performed not on a stage but in pixels, a silent epidemic of pretend joy, curated spontaneity, and counterfeit awe. This is a story of two ordinary people chasing something that was always within reach, until they reached for the camera. Jenny and Tyler weren't influencers. They didn't sell anything, not officially. But every outing, every weekend, every moment that might hold a hint of beauty or fun was captured, edited, posted, and consumed. They worked standard jobs, lived in a modest townhouse with succulents and ring lights. They weren't rich in dollars, but they were rich in appearances. Their lives looked incredible. On screen. A road trip to the desert with accidental glamour shots on the hood of a dusty car. A night of homemade pasta that was more about angles than aroma. Even grocery runs became mini productions. Anything could be social media content, if you tilted your head just right and filtered out the mess. They lived, in theory, a full life. But theory is thin sustenance for the soul. What started as documenting memories became a substitute for having them. At a family barbecue, Jenny spent the whole afternoon arranging fruit on a cutting board, not talking to her niece who just learned to ride a bike. Tyler kept disappearing during a friend's wedding reception to upload behind-the-scenes footage of dancing, though he never actually joined the dance floor himself. Their presence, once casual and curious, had become predatory. Not malicious, just misaligned. They weren't enjoying life, they were harvesting it, gathering moments not for meaning but for marketability. Even if no money was exchanged, the currency was status, envy, validation, digital applause in exchange for spiritual silence. They told themselves, we'll remember it all later. We're building a gallery of joy. We're just sharing our lives. But what they were really doing was avoiding their lives, outsourcing their joy to strangers, trading the real for the ideal. Then one weekend, something small but irreversible happened. They went to the coast, just a 2-day break. The cliffs were misty. The waves roared. It was breathtaking. But Jenny couldn't get the shot right. The lighting was off. Her hair was wrong. Tyler grew quiet. They returned home with plenty of pictures, none of which they posted, none of which they looked at again, because nothing had happened. They had been there, but they had not been there. The cliffs were real. The waves were real. But their experience was counterfeit, manufactured and consumed, but never lived. And so in the quiet that followed, something began to shift. Tyler started leaving his phone in the car. Jenny stopped mid-photo once and just watched. The sky didn't care about her angle. The breeze didn't need to be captioned. For a moment she felt something raw and aching, something she hadn't felt in years. Stillness, presence, a memory forming. Not through pixels, but through pulse. They began to understand something no app would ever tell them, that happiness is not a destination. It is not a view. It is not something you prove. It is what happens when you stop trying to capture life and start letting it capture you. We lose the present when we turn it into a product. A curated joy is a hollow joy, and the moment only belongs to those who are willing to live it without witnesses. May you savor more than you save, where we find once more that moment in awareness when the illusion flickers and the ego fades.